Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadillazina istafa amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. My honorable elder and younger, my dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today is our topic also the Quranic injection on RIBA. In this regard, part 2 will be described now. RIBA in pre-Islamic Arabia. What was the routine? To understand the Quranic prohibition of RIBA, it is essential to go back to the practice prevailing in pre-Islamic Arabia, especially among the town dwellers of Taif, Makkah and Medina. Tabri, who undertook a research, writes, in pagan times, the Banu Saqif of Taif used to advance loans to other person for a fixed period. At the expiry of which the creditor demand from the debtor either his capital or an additional sum for the extension, the debtor either repaid the debt if he had the money with him or requested an extension in the period of repayment, with the result that if a 1-year-old she camel was due at the expiry of the extended period, he would be required to give a 2-year-old she camel. And at the second extension, he would return a she camel which had passed her 3rd year but was not yet 4-year-old. If this was impossible for the 3rd year, the creditor demand the camel which had passed its 4th but was within in 5th year, and so on. The same practice prevailed in the transaction of gold and silver. The debtor on his failure to repay his debt after 1 year was bound to repay double the principal capital loaned out. For example, if a sum of 100 dinar was borrowed, in the 2nd year, the creditor demand 200 dinar. In the 3rd year, 400 dinar, and so on until the debtor discharge his complete debt. The citizen of Makkah also had enormous business by way of interest transaction. The manner in which riba was acquired in Makkah during the pagan days was similar to that prevailing in Taif. Badawi states that one of them gives on loan a certain amount for a fixed period. Then he goes on adding to it to such an extent that the debtor's property is consumed by a small debt. It may thus be seen that the riba of the pre-Islamic days was a system whereby the principal sum was doubled and redoubled through a usurious process. No wonder riba is absolutely and categorically prohibited in Quran Majid. In the economic order envisaged by Islam, riba is an anathema and heinous crime. In the absence of any social institution in those days, the poor and the needy had no alternative but to turn to the unsurplus money lender who was devoid of all human feelings. In such a state of affairs, the divine command prohibiting riba came as a refreshing breeze to the debtor. Quran Majid condemns the interest-bearing transaction and directs that only what is borrowed may be returned. The Book of Almighty Allah prescribes a severe punishment for those who devour riba and exhort the money lenders to give up what remains of the riba. If they are believers, if they do not desist from charging riba, then they should be prepared to face war with Allah and His Apostle. My dear brothers and sisters, in this regard, part 3 will be described on the other day. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.